Welcome along to episode 10 of Upping The Ante in association with Bet365 with David Jennings and Gavin Lynch. And of course, we are here to talk about the 2020 Cheltenham Festival. Gavin, how was your week?
Yeah, sure, Envoy Allen, he'd put you in good humour, wouldn't he?
Oh, he certainly would.
He's a great one. How was your
anniversary? Yeah, it was a big one. First anniversary, got married on New Year's Day last year, and we went down to Foat Island, down in Cork, for a romantic 2-night getaway. Now, it was great in theory, New Year's Day, great day to get married. But I'd arranged for Aoife to get a spa treatment, was booked out. Arranged for flowers to be delivered to the room. There was no flowers to open. So you know what I did? I gave her a hug.
Oh, you did?
I gave her a hug for her anniversary.
Well, she's better than forgetting your anniversary.
Yeah, shame on you. I still haven't forgiven you.
In December, yeah, I did. So the other day was Anne-Marie's birthday on Friday, so I went all out and I bought her a fridge.
You bought her a fridge? You're joking.
No.
Did she like it?
Yeah, you should have seen her face light up when she opened it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Fridge light. I get it. I get it. On a serious note, Gavin, Cheltenham Festival, it's been in the news of late.
Yes, with the 4 and 5 days thing. Well, they're going to have to make up their mind soon because aren't they picking a race during the summer that they're going to get rid of?
They're going to get rid of, yes.
If they're going 5 days, as you said the other day to me, that they'll have to go 5 days by 6 instead of 4 by 7.
I wrote a column in the Racing Post on Tuesday that people seem to hate. But my point is that it looks inevitable. It's too lucrative to turn down a 5-day festival. And my point was to restrict the damage on the other days, make it 5 days of 6, and maybe tinker with the programme a little bit.
There's 28 already, so you only need 2 more.
And you only need 2 more. There's a Mare's Chase coming. Yeah. And I still think there is grounds for a 2.5 mile grade 1 hurdle. I think there is. There's the Super Sundays, there's the ARKLEs, there's the Oscar Whiskies of this world. There's always going to be 2.5 mile specialists. And I think there is a case for put in that race, put it on Gold Cup Day. Because Gold Cup Day, for me, is the weakest of the 4 days.
Yeah, it probably is. I'd like to see the Gold Cup Day if they go to 5 to have it on a Saturday.
Would you?
I would, because I don't think there's much other sport in March to compete with it. And we
get
everybody's attention.
You're competing with the Premier League on a Saturday, you're competing with the Six Nations. If you're on the Friday, you've got star billing.
Okay. We'll see, but I don't mind 4 or 5 days, it doesn't bother me.
No, we just love the Cheltenham Festival.
Yep.
So, as always on Upping The Ante, we're going to kick off with our questions from the crowd. Yes, where you, the viewer, gets to interact with myself and Gavin Lynch. And the first question this week comes in from John Kane. And John wants to know, so lads, how good is Envoy Allen? Is this the most excited we have ever been about a young horse? And which race should he go for at the Cheltenham Festival? We'll let you go first, Gavin.
I'm mad excited about him. Love him to bits. He's now 7 from 7 on the track. To me, the important thing about him, it doesn't matter ground, left-handed, right-handed, tactics, trip, jumping, gears, and battle. So to me, he's got the full package. And he looks like a chaser, so he's great.
So John asks here, is this the most excited you've ever been about a young horse? Is this the most excited you've ever been?
Yeah, I think you're just better off to go with it and believe the hype and fall in love. It's like being in college, falling in love every month.
But you were giving out to me for falling in love with Sam Crow.
Yeah,
but you're falling in love with Envoy Allen.
Yeah, the one thing is, 2 years ago, Sam Crow looked the real deal and then fell apart. I don't think it's going to happen to Envoy Allen. To me, Sam Crow is more a bit of like a posh fella, slightly raised head carriage, solicitor from Dalkey. Envoy Allen is more of a Gaelic footballer from Kells, isn't he? He's just tough and honest. Yeah, I could talk about Envoy Allen all day.
Now, the only thing is, right, I love the horse as well. Now, I'm going to say that first. I love the horse. But do you not think people got carried away about the performance, beating Elixir Danae and Longhouse Poet, who I don't think either horse would have a chance in a race at Cheltenham? And I know he's workmanlike and I know that's what he does. And I didn't expect anything less than what he achieved. So why are people getting carried away?
Well, first of all, it was his first time over 2.5 miles. The second thing is...
But sure, we knew he was going to stay.
Yeah, but just you still have to see it. The 7 races he has won in his career on the track, not including the point-to-point, 4 lengths, 4 3/4 lengths, 1 1/4, 3/4 of a length, 6.5, 1.5, 3.5. It's always by a short enough amount.
I have no problem with that.
The question I'll ask is, those 7 horses he beat into second, are they all the same standard? They're not. That's just the way he wins.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But I just don't think we should be getting so carried away after Naas. I was as carried away before Naas as I was after Naas.
Yeah, to win the Royal Bond was brilliant. I just think maybe 5-4 is as short as he should be for the moment. If it's non-run or no bet, I'd back him at 5-4. Now, I've backed him already a few times, but there's no panic in backing him. Back him in March when he'll be even money 4-5 on the day, won't he?
And of course, Upping The Ante viewers who followed Gavin Lynch in earlier in the season, you'd be on at 11-4 to win any race at Cheltenham Festival.
But he'll probably go to Ballymore, won't he?
Final part of John's question, which race will he go for?
It's long odds on that he'll go for the Ballymore.
Yeah, I'd make it maybe 1-5 he goes to Ballymore.
Yeah, it's probably value at 1-5.
1-5 Ballymore, maybe 6-1 Supreme, 8-1 Champion Hurling?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Something like that. There you go, John. I hope that question was answered correctly for you. Moving on to our second question. It comes in from Pádraig Kelly. And it's about a favourite of yours, Gavin. It is Fakir Dadari. With Fakir Dadari getting beaten over Christmas, would you still have him for the Racing Post ARKLE? And his point is about Lorena as well. What do we make of Lorena afterwards? So we'll deal with Fakir Dadari's first.
I think that they got the tactics wrong in Leopardstown. Now, the thing in Leopardstown was, I think there was 5 in the race, 4 of them were front runners, so Jingle took them along. But the thing that probably didn't suit Fakir Dadari was coming to 3 out, 2 out. It was still behind Notebook. He needs to be in front in Cheltenham, whether it's the JLT or the Marsh Chase it is now, or the ARKLE. He needs to be in front, turning in. Because as you saw when he was a 4-year-old hurdler, he doesn't really quicken. He's a relentless galloper.
He is, and he's hardy. He
needs to be in front because he won't catch something up the running, I don't think. So I'd still like him for the ARKLE, but he's £7 worse off with Notebook. So.
Okay, Lorena bled on the day. Are we going to forgive Lorena?
Not particularly. I think she needs really, really soft ground to be at her best. So. Will she end up maybe in the Marsh Chase?
I think she probably got her conditions in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle. It was 2 mile 1 and a bit, really soft ground. She kind of bullies horses on that type of ground.
Yeah, and it wasn't the best Mayor's Novice Hurdle ever either. So
no.
But she's a good horse, but she'll have to show an awful lot more.
And what Pádraig wants to know is right now, if we were having a bet in the Racing Post ARKLE, who would Gavin Lynch back?
I'd probably still stick with Fakir Dadari, even though he's worse off the weights. I just would love to see him bounce out. Now, Cashback won the other day, we'll talk about. So he's going to complicate things a little bit, but I'd like to see Fakir Dadari sit second maybe to that.
Okay, and I'm not going to answer that question because you're going to find out my answer later in the show, Pádraig. So stay tuned because one of my anti-post selections is in the Racing Post ARKLE. So our third and final question comes in from Barnabizer. What a name. Happy New Year, lads. Epatante. Do you have a concern about the track and what happened last year for Epatante? That's the first half of the question. Second half of the question, Chacun Pour Soi is overrated. And he won races at the last season at the end of a hard season for other horses when English horses were on holiday. So first of all, we'll deal with Epatante. Worried about the Cheltenham factor?
I would be a little bit. I know you're not because of the flu jab thing.
No.
But its wins have been at Kempton twice, Exeter and Newbury. You can't say she'll definitely act in Cheltenham, can you?
Yeah, she'll definitely act at Cheltenham.
You can say that?
Yeah,
100%.
she'll definitely act at Cheltenham, yeah.
Okay.
Forget about that run last year. Forget about it. She's a different
But not every horse acts well at Cheltenham. Is that fair?
That's very fair, yeah.
So I just... Small little doubt.
Well, I'm always one to give the horse the benefit of the doubt. And I think she's
I'm just saying she's 5-2 or 3-1, so... I'd sooner, if she had won at Cheltenham, I'd give her a far better chance. I think Honeysuckle, if she goes to that race, have a great chance.
Okay, that is Epatante. And Chacun Pour Soi overrated?
Sure, he won by over 4 lengths in Punchestown. He was very unimpressed for Christmas, beaten by our horse at Plutard, but I wouldn't give up on him just yet.
Well, the only thing is, you spoke about Fakir Dadari maybe having to make the running. Chacun Pour Soi, let him stride, let him jump on, let him use that giant stride, the brilliant jumping, and then we'll see how good he is.
Like the jump he had at the third last, he just winged past them, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I'd say they'll make the running if he goes to Leopardstown.
Yeah, they certainly will. I certainly wouldn't be giving up on Chacun Pour Soi, Barnabizer. That's your questions from the crowd. Moving on to the week that was. Now, it wasn't as busy as the Christmas period, but we still have plenty of Cheltenham clues, Gavin. So, who impressed you?
We're going to start last Monday in Taunton. Marie's Rock. Yeah, she's some gears, isn't she? So she wins the bumper and fast last. She wins, I think, as in Haydock, and then she wins the other day in Taunton. And just every time she shows fantastic toe. So she's 8-1 for the Mayor's Novice Hurdle.
Love her.
Tuesday in Punchestown, just to mention Size and John. He ran over hurdles to give him a confidence booster after a long time off, and unfortunately he fell.
Big shout now, right? Big shout. I think he would have won.
Don't know.
I think he would have won. I'm only guessing, but I think he would have won.
But anyway, it's just a pity to see him fall. Salsa Red looks a really, really good mare. She's 41 for the Marsh Chase. She jumps fantastic. She didn't probably find that much off the bridle, but she jumped very well.
Yeah, look one better.
Yeah. Wednesday in Tremor, Album Photo, horse that I love, beat ARKLE Bourgeois by 6 lengths. Jumped better than probably did last year. Also on Wednesday...
Deserving favourite for the Gold Cup?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Agreed.
Champ.
What is he doing to me? Go on, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts is that in Newbury it jumped okay twice. It jumped better actually in Cheltenham, I thought, bar one mistake, maybe at halfway. And then the second last day of it just absolutely ploughed it over.
Now, do you subscribe to the theory that the crowd and got sidetracked and... No?
I don't know. It definitely wasn't the sun. We were chatting about it earlier.
No, it wasn't the sun.
The race was run at 1:25. The sun was over there. He was going that way. So it wasn't that.
Now, I just say, right, before that fall, what were you thinking? Right, turned into the home straight.
Impressed.
You were impressed. Were you kind of saying that I was right?
No, I don't mind you being right. I'd like to back
very often. So
no, it does. And by the way, you won the
Irish Field Nap Stable Champion 2019.
Yes, you were the champion last year. Well done.
Thank you.
I'd like to back the winner of the RSA. Really, is my main objective. But
yeah, and champ. We'll just back champ, Gavin. Simple as that.
Like he'll have to run again before Cheltenham.
Yeah, he will. But can I just say, right?
Or whatever.
Mike Bite won the RSA. Absolutely upended himself in the Cheltenham Novices Chase the last. Okay. Rule Supreme won the RSA, owned by your brother.
Yeah.
Fell at Gowan Park earlier on the season. Top of the game, fell in his first season chasing as well at Newbury. So horses can come back from falls to win at the RSA.
And Undecided at 2 and Thurles. But the way you're talking is nearly an advantage. But
no, it's not an advantage.
I'm joking. But I'd have to see him again. Like the bookies only changed from 3 to 1 to 7 to 2. I thought he should have been pushed out a bit more.
But my point on that would be
if he won.
If he had jumped the last 2 fences and won by 10 lengths, what price would he be?
He'd be 2 to 1, yeah.
He'd be 6 to 4, yeah.
Okay.
So I just think in my head he did win by 10 lengths.
I just won't back him yet anyway.
Okay.
No.
I will. I think he will win the RSA.
Also at Cheltenham, Scandiborg won a handicap hurdle over 3 mile. He's already qualified for the Pertemps. He's 12 to 1 for that. The problem with him, I'd say, is that a big field, he's on and off the bridle. His jump is not good enough and he might struggle in that race. Somerville Boy beat Roxana. What did you think?
Yeah, good to see Somerville Boy. Good ride from Johnny Burke.
He's 25s for the stairs.
The stairs a mess of a race.
Yeah.
Take out Paisley Park and there's nothing in it. Yeah.
And then Roxanne is 8 to 1 for the Mayor's Hurdle that she won last year.
She's just not finding that much off the bridle at the moment. But a bit disappointed. I thought the race was there to be won at the last, and maybe the rail helped Somerville Boy, but wouldn't really be interested neither for Cheltenham.
No, not really. On to Saturday in Sandown, Silver Forever. She's a nice mare. She boosted the form of Floressa, just to mention. Fiddler on the Roof, I think, is possibly an exceptional horse. Again, he beats a mare of Gavin Cromwell's, a decent mare, Jeremy's Flame, by 6 lengths. He's 8 to 1 for the Supreme, 12 to 1 for the Ballymore. He looks a very, very nice horse.
Very nice horse.
Needs soft ground, perhaps. And I'd say the Ballymore would suit him better.
I interviewed Robbie Power for the big read in November-ish time. I said, give us one horse to follow for the season. Not the Lost in Translations of this world. Straight away, bang, Fiddler on the Roof. He had been beaten at a very short price before that.
Do you think he'd have the gears for Supreme?
Probably not. And they've got another horse for the Supreme as well. I think he'll go Ballymore.
And happy birthday to Colin Tizard, is 64 today. Did you know that?
Come on, Colin. Happy birthday.
On to Sunday in Naas, Cashback. He's a bit of a lunatic. He showed that in Navan. He settled better this time.
Lunatic's a bit harsh. He's a front runner. He's not a
Yeah,
lunatic.
he's very, very keen. He was over hurdles too. He'd be better if he settled. But he jumped really well. He won very easy. I'd be amazed if something else got ahead of him in the ARKLE for the first mile, would you?
Yeah, he's kind of. Do you remember the obviously the footpad ARKLE, and they went at a ridiculous pace. Petit Mouchoir and Harry Whittington's horse, and you could see something similar happening with Cashback.
Yeah, and I'd worry too about the crowds, and the buzz of Cheltenham might just get to him a little bit. And then the last one obviously is Envoy Allen.
Yeah, who we have spoken about.
Exactly. So that was the week that was.
That was the week that was. So Upping the Ante viewers, as you know, each week myself and Gavin dissect one of the bigger races at the Cheltenham Festival, and this week it is the turn of one of my favourites. The race previously known as the JLT, it is now the Marsh Novices Chase. And Bet365's prices at the moment sees the evergreen Faugheen is Bet365 6 to 1 favourite. It's 8 to 1 Sam Crow, 8 to 1 Slade House, 10 to 1 Melon, 10 to 1 Reserve Tank, and 10 to 1 Fakir de Dare, and it's 12 to 1 Lorena and the rest. Okay, obviously bigger than 12 to 1.
Yes.
12 to 1 or bigger, the rest, including Lorena. I got there in the end, Gavin.
Yes.
Okay, so we have to start off with Faugheen.
Yeah. So you have to start with him. As we all know, it's mental that he's 12. He could be, if he's not the best horse Willie Mullins ever had, he's very close to it.
Whoa.
He's a fantastic horse. I mean, to last so long, it's a credit to him. He was brilliant in Limerick. He was good in Punchestown after making a woeful mistake at halfway. It's incredible to think that a 12-year-old could be favourite for a novice chase at Cheltenham, but yeah, he deserves
to be favourite?
At the moment, yeah.
Okay.
But better than Sam Crow anyway.
Yeah, obviously this is your stat of the week, and this is one of my favourite parts of the show, because you're sitting at your computer, you're going through all these stats, and you're hoping that it's going to give you the winner. So this week, what have you come up with?
Yeah, there's some big stats, but it's only been going 9 years.
Love the race.
9 out of 9 were aged 6 and 7, which is obvious, but then again, we've got Faugheen this year, which is different.
You do love the obvious.
4 out of the last 5 winners were favourites, so it's great for punters and bad for those bookie chappies, which is great. 4 out of the last 5 were trained in Ireland, and actually 7 out of 9 were Irish trained.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so that's really encouraging. 4 by Willie. 9 out of 9 had run before at Cheltenham. A lot of the time they go for maybe a novice hurdle.
9 out of 9?
Yeah, they'd
Wow.
all run at Cheltenham before.
Okay.
7 out of the 9 had won a grade 1 or a grade 2 before they'd ran in this.
Okay.
And 7 out of 9 had run previously between 2.3 and 2.5. So don't be back in 2 milers that might stay.
Okay.
But you definitely want an Irish trained horse for this.
Okay, even though Defi Desai won it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Faheen, the only stat that doesn't really add up there is the age. Are you worried about the age? Is he just a complete exception?
Normally, you would be definitely worried about it. You wouldn't give a 12-year-old any chance. But maybe an exception for Faheen. I'd have to give him a better chance, obviously, than Sam Crow.
Okay, yeah, we have to talk about Sam Crow. Just because he seems to have a segment in the show every week.
He's his own segment.
We're still not talking.
No.
No, he rang me the other night. I said, no, it's too soon.
He didn't even answer it.
No, didn't even answer. I said, it's too soon. Went straight to voicemail. Left me a voicemail.
He'll be switching his phone to private number soon.
He will, yeah.
Slade House will go off the RSA, obviously. Champ will. Reserve Tank jumped too bad the last day. Melon will probably go off the ARKLE. Fakir I think, might go here. Joseph even said the other day that he may switch.
And the thing about this is, Fakir is owned by a man called JP McManus.
Right.
I don't know if you know him or not. But he doesn't particularly like having runners in the ARKLE. And he tends to aim at maybe the JLT or even the Grand Annual. Like, he tends to run some of his novels in that. He's not a big lover of the ARKLE. We'll get stats for an episode in time. But perhaps Fakir might just go for the JLT.
Yeah, because you have to remember, it's 2.5 miles, not 2.5. It's already 1 over 2.5 in the Drinmore, so maybe it could.
Okay,
a couple of outsiders there. Worth a mention is Mr. Fisher, who was good the last day.
Love Mr. Fisher.
Yeah, you liked him last year as a novice hurdler. Alaho is a horse that I really like. Patrick Mullen said after Leopardstown at Christmas, if I had to pick one horse that'll improve the most, he said it'll be Alaho. He didn't think he was fully fit, so that's
interesting.
I like him a lot. I think he's a very good horse. And then there's your horse, Itchy Feet.
Itchy Feet, yeah. I tipped Itchy Feet in the show last week. I'm not saying he's certainly not by any stretch of the imagination, but I just think he's a classy horse that was good enough to run so well in the Supreme, who looks a natural over fences. Now he's going to have to do it in a greater race before Cheltenham, but at 20-1.
Stranger things have happened. Yeah. I've had no bet in this race yet, really, except for Fakir to win any race. But I think it's very, very open. I think we're better off to wait a few weeks.
Okay, but if I pushed you now, who would you back?
I'd like Fakir if he runs in it.
So he's going to win the ARKLE and then he's going to win the Marsh Chase? I'd have no bet. Maybe Alaho. Okay, Alaho.
And you?
My two against the field will be Itchy Feet and Mr. Fisher, who I think have more to offer over fences than they did over hurdles.
But it's very open.
It is very, very open. That is the Marsh Chase. Now, Upping the Ante viewers, what you want to know now is what's happening this week. Gavin, it's one of the quieter weeks. It's a bit of a lull, but you know what? We need it. We need a lull like this. We can't have brilliant racing every weekend.
The other thing to note as well, it's 9 weeks tomorrow to Cheltenham, and I'd say it's fair to say that probably 90% of horses will just have one more run.
Why 9 weeks tomorrow? It's starting on a Wednesday.
It's
9 weeks today, Gavin.
9 weeks
9 weeks today.
I keep thinking it was a Monday.
Yeah, there you go. And that's the Cheltenham expert talking. Yes, we're leaving that in.
Oh, God.
Okay, we're looking at action at Warwick, Kempton and Fairyhouse at the weekend. Look, we were hoping to see Altior in the Silviniaco Conti Chase. Unfortunately, he's out. Now, Gavin, I'm worried. I'm petrified. I'm even worried whether we'll see Altior again.
You might. Don't panic yet.
But he looked a pale shadow of the horse that dominated for the last few years.
That was a hard race. He was
beaten by Suriname. He had a hard race there.
I'd say maybe he wasn't fully fit and it took it out of him.
Yeah, and do you think these horses, he was beaten that day, so used to winning. Do you think it knocks the stuffing out of them, affects their confidence?
I'd say they probably get fed up with it. He's a 10-year-old, so he's been doing it a long time. So fantastic horse, but Top Notch will win it now, won't he? Top Notch will win it, yeah. Froden, to me, just looked knackered. Even in the Betfair Chase, he was gone at the bend, so it wasn't the trip. Yeah. So I think he put everything into that Ryanair last year. It was an unbelievable performance, but maybe it's had lasting effects. So Top Notch. Yep. Top Notch. Also at Kempton on Saturday, we've got the Lanzarote Hurdle. Used to be a race I really liked. It's kind of lost a bit of his... I thought there was a horse in it worth a few quid. It's 5-1 and Notre Paris, second in the point to point. That's the one I liked. Beaten over 2 miles 3 times. The last day stepped up to 2.5, won well in entry. It's only £8 higher off 130, and it looks a big staying type. So I'd say the step up and trip is the secret. Yeah, absolutely. And moving across to Warwick, we have the Leamington Hurdle. It's a grade 2 for novices, and it's a funny sort of a race. We've probably not seen any Cheltenham contenders here. I thought Mossy Fen might win. This, of course, is the horse that Nigel Twiston Davis begged Sam to ride at Cheltenham last time.
got it wrong. Only finished fourth to a stable companion. But I think that race didn't really go according to plan. I think this is the perfect race, perfect track, perfect trip for Mossy Fen. So it would be one of my strongest fancies of the weekend.
That'll do.
You agree?
I'll go with that. I have no opinion on that race.
Excellent. Then we've got a Grade 2 Novice Chase as well.
Yeah, I just thought maybe the conditional, softer ground, 3 mile, ran very well in the Ladbrokes Trophy, had a lightweight of 137, but I thought maybe that might win that race.
Highest Sun for me, I just thought, last time it was only a 2-runner race, but he beat a good horse in Nicky Henderson, so Highest Sun, just about for me.
And 2 nice races on Sunday in Punchestown as well.
Yeah.
A Grade 3 and a Grade 2, a Novice Hurdle and Novice Chase.
Okay, and the one I like in the Danmore at Fairy House on Saturday, Get a Bird off 151, going right-handed, looks the right race. It will be Get a Bird for me.
Yeah, well, Willie has to catch up on a bit of prize money with Gordon Elliott, so yeah.
Okay, so Get a Bird. That's what's happening this week. Gavin, I think it's about time we had a look at our anti-post selection so far and give ourselves an old pat on the back.
Not too bad.
We've been doing all right.
Yeah.
That was a bit hard, was it?
No, it's
Did I
fine.
hurt you?
No. I was having a look there. I've 11 tipped. One's gone. It lasted about 24 hours. Gypsy Island.
Gypsy Island gone.
3 the same price that they were at the time. 7 are now shorter, and 5 of the 7 are less than half the price.
So 7 of the 11 horses you've tipped in Up in the Ante are shorter price now than when you tipped them at the time, and 50% of them.
No, 5.
5.
Yeah, out of 11.
Maths was never my
No.
strong. 5 of the 11, yeah.
Are
almost
either half the
50%.
price or less.
So almost 50% or 50% less.
Yeah.
Got there
correct.
in the end. That's a
And
fine
then
performance.
I looked at yours as well. There's only, you've none gone, really. There's one bigger.
That's debatable.
Which is City Island. You have 2 the same price, and you've got 8 out of 11 shorter.
8 shorter than the price.
And 4 of your 11 are now 50% or less.
Wow, that's not bad.
No, it's good.
And you're supposed to be the expert. Yeah. So are you agreeing now that my list is better than yours?
Short head ahead.
Short head ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've 11 horses tipped so far, and there's 2 more to come from each of us. So stay tuned for Anti-Post Picks. Yes, it's the moment you have been waiting for. Up in the Ante viewers, it's time for our latest installment of Anti-Post Picks. And being the gentleman that I am, I think I went first last week. Gavin, I'm going to let you go first. You have 2 selections this week.
Do.
Give us the first of them.
One for the blue ribbon, but firstly, I'm going to go for a horse in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle.
Oh, so am I. Go for
it. She won a Taunton the other day.
You're joking me.
Yeah.
Marie's Rock?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I wanted Marie's Rock.
I know, but I went first.
I'll tell you what. We'll toss for it.
Okay. Heads.
Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads it is.
Are you allowed to say
Marie's Rock is yours.
Marie's Rock, she's 3 from 3. She won the bumper in Fosslas, had gears. The next day she beat the boys, actually getting a bit of weight in Haydock. Again, gears.
Did you just steal all my notes?
The other day in Taunton. If you go and have a look at her in the last furlong.
Watched it a few times.
Gee, she's a weapon, isn't she?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I think 8-1 is good value. Nikki and Nico, Batman and Robin, they have another good mare in that race, Floressa. Whose form was boosted at the weekend. So it'll be interesting to see which one Nico rides. Obviously, Willie has a few in it. Jol Cheat is probably a bit of a short price at 9-2. He's Royal Illusion in the betting. He's got Colreevy and so on. But yeah, no, Marie's Rock for me, yeah.
Yeah, Marie's Rock for me, but I'm going to have to think again. You got there. You're lucky you called heads.
Hopefully
your
she's
second
special,
selection.
Hopefully. And then a horse I love, I think it's good value. It's 4-1 with Bet365. The Blue Ribbon, the biggest race in National Hunt Race, and album photo for the Gold Cup.
Boring. Go on.
Yeah, but you won't say that when he's going to win the Gold Cup.
You're tipping the 4-1 favourite for the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
Go on.
Only had, I think, 4 runs in the last 20 months, so he's fresh as a daisy. Last year won the race in Tremor, jumped okay. If you go and watch the Gold Cup, right, he jumps off in about 10th, and he jumps the first fence in last place. He's in the wrong position the whole way through the race, and then he gets back into it. He nearly trips over Patrick with a circuit to go. He had to jump over him. And the horse ended up bolting up in the Gold Cup. He won very easy.
But Gavin, any collegiate watching here could tip up album photo for the Gold Cup. You're paid massive money to stand here, give tips. Why should Up in the Ante viewers be back an album photo now at 4-1?
I think he's better value at, say, 4-1 than Epitante is at 5-2 to win the Champion Hurdle. Okay. Just as an example. I'd be worried about Lost in Translation because he'll bounce back. I'd be very worried about Ken Boy. But the thing about Ken Boy is he's better in the flat track like an Aintree. He beat Album Photo at Punchestown. He likes to make the running. But at Cheltenham, there's a couple of problems for him. Is he's ran bad there before. He obviously unseated the first last year. But he likes to be up there, so Native River is going to annoy him. So the tactics with Ken Boy will be interesting to watch. Is he going to sit second or whatever? I don't think Cheltenham's his track. If this was Punchestown or Aintree, I would definitely back Ken Boy. But in Cheltenham, Album Photo for me, and Paul Townend, who gave him his worst day in racing and his best day in racing. I think Paul will definitely ride him. He'll stay loyal, and I think he's a great price. I think he's bigger than 4s in places, but to me that's good value. He jumps great, and you have to stay the 3 mile 2.5, which he does. So I like him.
Look, that's why I was only pulling your leg. I was only pulling your leg. It's a good selection.
I
It's a
won't go
good,
on.
solid selection, and deserves to be favoured. Good pick, solid. You know what you're getting.
Yeah, no, I think I'll definitely back him.
Okay, so it's Album Photo in the Magners Cheltenham Gold Cup, and it is Marie's Rock in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle for Gavin Lynch. Now it's time for my 2 selections, and the first of them comes in the Racing Post ARKLE. And I'm kind of a little bit ashamed of myself here.
Okay.
Because I don't particularly like the horse.
Right.
I never thought I would say this, but I am tipping Melon for the Racing Post ARKLE. Yeah, and I know you're not a fan. I know it, Gavin, okay? But just hear me out, okay? Okay, so he's obviously has been disappointing throughout his career, but there are snippets of form where you go to yourself, he got within a neck of Boover there in a champion hurdle, okay? Second to Espordalen in last year's champion hurdle. And he just does come alive in the spring.
He likes Cheltenham.
He likes Cheltenham. He comes alive in the spring. If you remember, he was travelling brilliantly when himself and Sam Crow fell at the same hurdle at Punchestown. He has that class edge. He's rated 155. Notebook was only 138 over hurdles. I know that's a stupid comparison because Notebook is a different horse, no offense. Just saying, he has the class angle. He's a 155 rated hurler who jumps brilliantly, who hated the ground at Leopardstown but still won. He's a brilliant jumper. He was given Fakir Dadari £8 when he was beaten by Fakir Dadari in Navan.
Fakir Dadari bet him, did he?
Yeah, Fakir Dadari bet Melon. Giving him £8. They're going to be off levels if they turn up in the Racing Post ARKLE. He liked the ground. He's a strong traveller who's up with the pace. I just think he's 12 to 1 at the moment with Bet365. I cannot see him going off 12 to 1 on the day.
Okay.
Even though I'm not saying he's definitely going to win.
No.
But I think there is value because the Racing Post ARKLE is all over the shop.
Yeah, maybe each way.
It's a bag of tricks in behind him in the market.
It is.
Yeah, so
Very, very open.
12 to 1, Melon, Racing Post ARKLE, there you go. My second selection it's another one a little bit from left field.
Okay.
It is Early Doors to win any race at the Cheltenham Festival at 14 to 1 with Bet365. I love this horse.
Yeah, you tipped it last year, didn't you?
I did. Won the Martin Pipe, tipped up in the ante at 20 to 1 for the Martin Pipe. Brilliant ride from John Joe Neal Jr. I think with Early Doors, I liked his run at Punchestown. I thought he jumped well on his chasing debut at Galway. He won last year off 145, okay? He mightn't just sneak into the Close Brothers, and I think he probably needs 3 miles, but he's got the option of Kim Muir's 0 to 145, might sneak in, I don't know. He's also got the option of the 4 miler, and he's got the option of the Ultimate. I think he's rated 152 over hurdles. I think he could be an even better chaser, but he's going to be rated lower. He's only posted RPRs of 133 and 139 on his 2 races over fences, so he could be well handicapped.
Oh, what price is he?
He's 14 to 1 to win any race at the Cheltenham Festival. I think whatever race he goes for, I think he'd be half those odds. So take the 14 to 1 Early Doors to win any race at the Cheltenham Festival. And you know what, Gavin? That's it.
That's it.
That's it for episode 10 of Upping The Ante in association with Bet365. I've been David Jennings. He's been Gavin Lynch. We hope you've enjoyed it. And don't forget to join us next week for episode 11.